symbols on garments today, and most people don't even know what these symbols are for. So
I
I
don't, and I have a
have this.
sheet that came with my wash machine and dryer, and I
Mhm.
meant to put it up, or I did put it up, and it got knocked down. May I have one of these?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And so I actually had these magnets made just so you can know when you're sorting clothes how to
Mhm.
easily tell what cycle to use it and so
Okay,
forth.
you better
So
call in 313-718-4603.
in fact, let's do it like this. The
Okay,
third person that calls in
there
gets a
you
free
go.
magnet. How
Third
about that?
person to call in gets a
And
free magnet.
you don't even have to
You
pay
got to
shipping.
call in 313-718-4603 and get your laundry detergent products and magnets or handkerchief.
Yeah. So
Third caller, go ahead.
So can we go back to the handkerchiefs for a
Yes,
moment?
madam
So one of my favorite stories about handkerchiefs is that when my brothers and I were siblings, my dad used to take us, a lot of places, and he always had this handkerchief with him. And I tell you, he used that handkerchief for almost everything in the world. He would wash our faces with it, wash our hands with it, dust us, when we've been sitting in the dirt, dust us, snap it, spank us with it, that ricochet thing. But he did so many things with those handkerchiefs that when I started having children, I made sure I always had handkerchiefs with me. If you use a Kleenex, it's gone in 2 or 3 uses,
Mhm.
and you're done. You're just done. But with a handkerchief, you can take it right into the restroom, hand wash it when you wash your hands, and with the blow dryers now, your
Mhm.
handkerchief will be dry almost as fast as your hands are. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
That
Some people,
is now.
yeah,
Someone just said they can't hear the show.
okay,
They text me. So, I would say just maybe try to turn up your volume. I'm sure I know our volumes are turned up here,
hmm,
but you can call us at 313-718-4603. Win some products. Call in
yay,
and ask some questions. I know we've got moms, dads, people out here that do a lot of washing and
yes,
probably have some questions to better wash. I've got one.
okay,
So when I'm washing whites,
okay.
even when I use bleach,
Mhm.
they still just don't always come out as white. And I've had my wash machine clean, and I put vinegar in it, periodically
Mhm.
to clean it and put it on this cleaning cycle to do that. Any suggestions?
I do. I have quite a few suggestions. First of all,
Uh-huh.
start with Perfect Choice
There you
laundry
go.
detergent sheets.
That's right.
It is a beautiful
Well, I can't
product.
wait
It
to
has
try it.
yeah, it has bicarbonate in it, and bicarbonate is baking soda. It is essentially one of those things that was used. Bicarbonate was used to wash clothes with back in the day. Bicarbonate and sodium, or sodium without bicarbonate, or bicarbonate without soda. Those are the things back in the 1800s when people started using additives to wash clothes with, that was used, and it is still, those are still two of the best things. The salt helps to preserve the natural colors of the clothes, and the sodium actually combats the stain. So
Hmm.
I, I would definitely suggest starting with this. And then for whites, I would suggest that you soak them in a
Okay.
solution. Borax is a beautiful product. You don't need bleach to clean your clothes if you're using this because of the bicarbonate. And with the addition of borax, you never, ever, ever need to use bleach for your clothes to come out beautifully white.
Okay. You so buy some borax,
Yes, I
and
love
I
that
think I
stuff.
have some.
Hmm.
I just never use it.
Yeah,
Does it?
that's one of the
Wait a minute. Does it
formulations.
expire after a while? Because it might be expired. I
I
don't know.
don't I don't know. I
I'll
I
check the
don't know.
box.
Yeah.
I'm just playing with
I don't
you.
know. I don't think it does, but I don't know. I've never checked.
Yeah.
Because I know for certain that a lot of the things that have an expiration date
Hmm.
don't actually expire on that date. So
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, how has your time as an active duty soldier influenced your business journey?
I'm going to say I learned resilience. I'm,
Okay.
I, I'm going to say I learned resilience in the Army. It doesn't matter what's going on.
That was a
If
branch of service you were in the
I
army.
was, I
Okay.
was. So no matter what's going on, if you're given a command, you have to fulfill it.
Hmm.
Period. You don't have any options, either that or get or court martial maybe, and that's not an option.
Hmm.
So I think it taught me determination and resilience, and I think I was a pretty determined person
Hmm.
before that. But when you have tactical instructors yelling at you all day to do things, and you know you don't need to be yelled at to get them done. It
Hmm.
helps you to become more and more resilient and to just do what you need to do in order to not be yelled at. So
Okay. Okay. So, what are some of your biggest challenges that you've experienced in starting your own business? I've recently started my own nonprofit, the White
okay,
Charity Foundation,
okay,
and it has not come. It's come with some challenges. Just
yes.
trying to get all the paperwork done and all the everything we got to get done. But go ahead.
Right. So, oh my goodness.
Ugh. And work
Well,
and do a podcast, but it's all
well,
good.
it's
I don't call
all
them
good.
problems. I just say there's some challenges.
They are challenges.
Mhm.
So,
So tell us
uh,
about some of your biggest challenges that you've had facing business as a business owner and how you've overcome
so my biggest challenges came with me being a seamstress.
them.
And
Do you still do that?
not anymore. Not since I started the laundry detergent sheets. I found one day that I took on a order to do a custom garment, and I was frustrated the whole time, thinking I could be working on my sheets, I could be selling, I could be, and
Mm.
so that was the day I made the decision to not sew for anyone anymore because I
Dang, I was
realized
just
that
going to put you on my.
I know people
Can
say
you
you
can
sew,
you
what
sew
you
right?
sew. So I may be able to refer someone to you, but I
Okay.
don't know how much time they have. And
Hmm.
so, and you know what? May I segue?
Hmm.
This is a perfect time for me to say I don't understand why, with so many beautiful handcrafters in the world, we have opted to not have things custom made, but to spend 3 or 4 times as much for inferior products made by people we don't know and will not benefit our communities.
Hmm.
All right,
All
that's
right.
my
Now you said a
segue.
lot right there. Will not benefit our communities.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's right. So that
And
I've
paying
never I've
more.
never understood that.
Mm.
When I was younger, I used to really look forward to having my first pair of custom made shoes. And there are not very many craftsmen who custom make shoes anymore.
Mm.
But the one I did find that used to do a beautiful job right here on Chicago and Telegraph before he ended up closing down.
Chicago and
It was
Telegraph.
right. He was a shoe cobbler right inside that Kroger there
Okay.
before Kroger closed. But
Uh-huh.
he did beautiful work, and his shoes were less expensive, handmade, custom made
Wow.
than they were at some of the stores like Macy. Well, at the time it was Hudson. So
Hmm.
I've never understood that. So
Mm.
what was your question again?
I forgot.
Oh,
I
you were
think
saying some of my
the
challenges as a
challenges.
business owner.
Hmm.
So one of one of the challenges we face when we do custom work is people coming in and yelling about this and yelling about that. I wanted it this way, and you did it that way, and so I had this wedding party that I was sewing for, and because I was sewing from my home and my children were in my home. I would always tell my clients, don't come unannounced. This is my home. I have children here, don't come unannounced. So I had this one lady, she's pretty disagreeable anyway, but because she was part of a wedding party and I really liked the bride and everyone else. So she comes to my house one day, knocks on the door. I look out of the window and see it's her. Oh my goodness, I'm not answering the door. I just go about doing what I'm doing. So she calls me and says,
Hmm.
I know you're home. I said, I know I'm home too. And I know I told you,
And don't just come unannounced.
don't come to my home unannounced.
So did
Right.
you
And
not
so,
hear me?
you're
Listen to the
right.
words that are coming out of my mouth.
Right. So that was one of the most frustrating experiences as I've
Okay.
had
Hmm.
is dealing with people who are disagreeable, but they come to you for a service they want or need. And I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people that I used to work with got out of business, not because
Mm.
they didn't love what they did, but because they got tired of dealing with disagreeable people.
Or
So
wanting something for free.
or oh, now see, we don't do that.
Uh-huh,
we
you
don't
don't.
we don't do free, and if we do free, it's because I offered it to you
Hmm.
as a labor of love, not because you talked me out of it. Because if you try to talk me out of doing something for a fee, I'm liable to raise the price on you a little bit more. So
All
that's just
right.
me. I had to learn though. I
Hmm.
had to learn. So that was one of the biggest challenges, learning
Okay.
how to deal with disagreeable people. And
Now,
so
how
what
did you overcome that?
yeah, and
How
so
did you learn
what I've learned is I just don't argue with them.
that? Hmm.
I just don't. I just
Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
going to argue with yourself. You are not going to frustrate me. Period.
Hmm. That's right.
You either want my service or you don't. And if you don't want it,
Any other challenges that you have can think of as as you've started this new business?
with the
And how long have
The
you been in
biggest
business? I'd
so
say new.
I started doing the research in October, November of 2022, and I launched in August of 2023.
Okay.
August 23rd of 2023, I
Mhm.
think is the date I got my first batch of products, and
Mhm.
so excited. But I think the biggest challenge I've had with this is just the funding. I've been bootstrapping it. And if there are any angel investors out there, holler at your girl. Send me a message on www.perfectchoicecleaningsolutions.com. I'd love to speak with you.
Well, wonderful. And with that, I'll segue into a little commercial piece.
Okay.
So, again, you're listening to Community Updates Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle White, and you're listening to us right here on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And we're here every Wednesday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. And you can view us on WJZZ Cool TV Facebook page and or YouTube. Um, and every replay is on YouTube. So if you miss it, you can always go back and check us out on either one of those platforms, as well as my Facebook page, Michelle Turner White Facebook page. And I also list a lot of community event information. I've posted a lot of jobs, summer jobs, just regular jobs, expungement fairs. There's two or three happening around the area of the greater metro Detroit area, and find out where some are happening in your area. As well as I've posted a lot of just a lot of events and things that are going on that are benefit mental health events and things that are beneficial to our communities. So you can go to Michelle Turner White Facebook page and check those out. And again, today's show is being sponsored by ABB Wealth Strategies, and they are a financial strategy company that will help give you peace of mind as you are in retirement or planning to go into, segueing into retirement and preparing more for that. They will help show you different financial strategies that will give you peace of mind. So give Todd Bernstein a call at 248 988 8200. Again, that's 248 988 8200. And also, if you have items that you would like to donate, don't throw them out. You think if you're putting out your couch or your table or your chairs that somebody's going to come around and pick them up, but they're picking them up and taking them to the landfills and dumping them and getting a fee for it. But that messes up our landfills and our waterways. So help our environment. So White Charity Foundation, and that's spelled WYTE, will come and pick up your items and give them to a family in need the same day. So give a call to 248 4863. Again, that's 248 238 4863. Or you can go to the White Charity Foundation.org. That's WYTE Charity Foundation.org, and make a donation. Your donations are needed because this is there's so many people that don't have a couch to sleep on, don't have a bed, don't have a vacuum cleaner, don't have dishes. And your donations, whether they be monetary or physical donations from your home, we're blessed to be a blessing. So go to the whitecharityfoundation.org and make your donation today. Or me a call, give us a call at 248 238 4863. We'll be happy to serve you as we serve our environment and families. And some of our primary clients are returning citizens from prison, senior people being burned out, single mothers, fathers, seniors, veterans. Call today, 248 238 4863. White Charity Foundation, spelled WYTE. Thank you. So, Miss Andrea,
Yes.
let's go back to these handkerchiefs for a
Oh,
minute,
okay.
because you were sharing something with me on the phone that what about if people blow their nose with their handkerchief?
Oh, so most of the time when we blow our nose with our handkerchiefs, we're just getting a little liquid,
Okay.
and we might
So
get
we
a.
can still use
Oh, absolutely.
tissue.
Just blow it on this side, fold it over, blow it on
Oh
this side. The
no.
same thing what most people do with tissue. If
And
you
leave
watch
the snot
people,
in my
and then they
handkerchief.
balled it up and put it in their purse or their pocket if
Oh
it's
Lord,
nowhere to
please
throw it
don't ever
away.
let me see you do that.
Yeah. So what? that's what most people do with their tissues, believe it or not. But with this, you can do the same thing, and unless you're mining for gold, you don't want to use it again, but right away. But
Mining for gold.
right, and
Uh-huh.
so
For those of you who don't know what that means, that's digging in your
right,
nose.
right, right,
Go ahead.
right. And so, but they are hand washable,
Mhm.
machine washable. Just
So
rinse
you can
off,
go in the restroom
right?
and rinse it
Rinse it
off.
off. Use a little soap, wash it
Mhm.
off. Use the blow dryers there, and it'll be dry in no time at all. These are wonderful. Even when we were in the service, we I used to carry a bandana. I didn't have a handkerchief
Mhm.
because I don't remember us having Kleenex always ready, and especially during allergy season, you blow your nose,
Mhm.
and you just have this for so many uses. It's always available.
So now, why do you believe using the handkerchief is better than using Kleenex?
Well, first of all, it's because it's not going to
Hurt the
contaminate our
environment.
landfills. It's
Hmm.
not. It's
Helps
bi-
the environment.
right. It's biodegradable,
Okay.
and this is one of those things. After you've used it for 2 or 3 years, how many boxes of tissue do you buy in 2 or 3 years? But after you've used it for 2 or 3 years, and it starts to fade and wash out, just depending on wear out, just depending on how frequently you
Mm.
use it, and you throw it away, it's going to fully decompose. So that's another
Mm.
beautiful
Okay.
aspect of it. And
Hmm.
I really like that it's multi-purpose.
Now I
A
keep
lot of people,
handkerchiefs and Kleenex. The
yes,
handkerchiefs more so just to pat my nose or
hmm,
perspiration.
right. And that's what most people do for to blow their
Hmm.
nose actually. But you can,
Hmm.
perspiration, you have oil dripping, you could
Hmm.
catch that. You know, when you have one, you'll find other uses for it.
Oil
Even if you
dripping
go
made
out to
me
lunch,
think about
right?
when
Uh-huh.
people had Jerry curls.
Right, right. You remember those drip, drip?
Ah,
I still have it because I put oil on my hair, so sometimes it's like, ooh.
okay.
So, but you remember, sometimes you'll go to lunch and they forget to put a napkin in the bag, and if you have a clean handkerchief, there you have your napkin too.
That's true.
So, yeah, I
So
have found some.
what encouraged you to add these to your product line?
A gentleman, and I was doing a talk in Ann Arbor, and a gentleman asked me how to get ketchup out of
Oh,
his off
yes.
of his,
Yeah.
the ketchup stain off of his shirt. And when I told him about the using Kleenex instead of paper, so you don't
Uh-huh.
get the paper burns on your clothes, it was just like another light bulb.
Mm.
And then when I did a little research on it to determine whether or not I was actually going to use Kleenexes,
Uh-huh.
I mean handkerchiefs, men's handkerchiefs you could still buy at the Dollar Tree, but
Hmm.
ladies' handkerchiefs are hard to find now,
They
and I thought
are.
it was perfect opportunity for me to get it because they have been making a comeback since 2023.
And and you already said how cloth handkerchiefs contribute to a more sustainable lifestyle because they're
Yes.
biodegradable.
Yes,
Okay.
multifunctional.
Multi and multifunctional.
Yes, it
So go ahead.
reduces litter.
That's true.
Yeah.
And we want to protect our environment, and it takes each one of us to help protect our environment.
That it does. That
Yes.
it does.
So, are there any specific situations where the handkerchiefs are particularly an advantage, other
Over,
than the stains and
I
blowing our
think,
nose?
yeah, I think just the things we mentioned, wiping
Hmm.
perspiration,
Hmm.
washing a child's face. When you have children, oh my goodness, the messes my children used to get into. And just like my father, I had a trusty handkerchief always at the ready. I
Hmm.
could take them into the restroom. I could I could just take this off and put soap on it, wash their face real
Hmm.
fast, dust off their clothes, wipe off a stain. I think they're the best thing ever. Maybe not better than sliced bread, but it's up there. It's up there.
And you reminded me when I remember when my son was little, maybe 3 or 4 years old, maybe
Uh-huh.
five, something like that. And he would go outside and play. And being a boy, he liked to get dirty. He wasn't happy until he got dirty, dirty,
Right. Oh
playing
yeah,
in the dirt
that's
or
a boy.
whatever. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And one day I said, "Oh, but I learned from this." I said, "You haven't had these pants that long. Why did you? Looks like you just rolled around in the dirt." He said, "Mommy, but Tide'll get it out." I cracked up. uh,
Hearing the
uh,
things they
the
say.
things they say. And it was like a commercial moment. If I had to know, he could have done
Right.
a commercial.
Right.
And he was
And
so
you
cute.
know,
Uh-huh.
speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen,
Mhm.
now is a good time for you to ingrain the use of Perfect Choice
For
laundry
your
detergent
children's
sheets
things.
in your children's lives,
Yes.
right? So they'll know when they get older, this is the brand to look for.
Yes. Look for Perfect Choice biodegradable laundry detergent sheets with
Yeah.
many usages for
Yeah.
your home or personal
Yes.
needs today.
It's like three products in one. You don't need fabric softener, dryer sheets,
Oh,
or
so we don't
dryer
need
balls,
that.
right?
Okay.
Because their fabric softener is already built into that product as well. So all you have to do is when you take your clothes out of the wash, put it right in the dryer on medium heat. On medium heat. High heat really. I think they cook your clothes. I think it compromises the fiber. You don't need high heat. It's not going to dry it any faster. It's just going to get the clothes hotter. Yeah, so dry it on medium heat and it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful how your clothes will come out. You can even hang them to dry and they're not going to be all crispy, crunchy, unless it's denim that's supposed to be stiff anyway. It's a beautiful product for all of your hand washable and machine washable laundry needs.
And how much are the laundry detergent sheets?
Well, it depends on which store you get them at. Some stores sell them. Most stores sell them for $12.99. That there is one store that sells it for $15.99, and I restock that store almost every 6 weeks.
And you get 32 sheets.
32 perforated sheets. So you can actually, if you're using a lot of medium to small loads, you can actually, where's that one sheet that I took out? Did I put it back? You
Hmm.
can actually tear one sheet in half and just put half a sheet. Here are the instructions on the back. You can see, I don't know if they can see
I'm not sure.
that.
But half
But
for a
just
small
so if
load,
you can
just use
see
half
that
a
it's
sheet.
perforated, yes, perfectly perforated, just tear it in half.
Okay.
One half a sheet for a half for a small load, medium and small load, and a whole sheet for a whole load. So you can get up to 64 washes out of that one load. If you do a lot of hand washing like we did back in the day, I still do, hand wash a lot of things. So
Hmm.
I just use half a sheet in the wash basin. And it does a beautiful job. If you want to hand soak, if you want to soak anything before you put it in the washer, half a sheet to soak. And oh my goodness, you'd be amazed at what comes up.
So, what are some current projects that you're currently working on that excite you? Sounds like these all excite you.
Right, they do. So when I was researching this product, I thought, oh my goodness, there's this and there's this and there's this and there's that. So I have a list of 10 products that I'm actually going to roll out over time. And I just, well, my chemist just completed the work on I don't want to say it, but it's another product that's a sheet that's commonly used. And I think the world is going to be excited. I've already had the unscented product formulated, and I'm really surprised that it wasn't just a matter of not putting a fragrance in there for it to be unscented.
Mhm.
Whoever knew. And I'm not a chemist. I'm not a
How did
biologist.
you find the
I don't
chemist?
even. I don't want to say.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say because I
Okay.
don't want to. I don't want to keep people here out of work.
Okay.
But if you really are interested in finding a great chemist, just
Google.
I'm going to say go to Lawrence Tech because the person who referred the chemist I use, they came from Lawrence Tech University.
That's
So
my alma mater.
is it
Hmm.
okay? Where'd you get your
In
major
a
in?
new life, I used to be a draftsman. So
Okay,
drafting.
okay,
I mean, in the
nice.
old life.
Yeah,
Ah,
sweet.
yeah, back in the
Yeah,
80s.
yeah. So yeah, just call Lawrence Technical University, and they have students who will work with you. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, because I don't want to blow up the person who.
Well, we want you to
Yeah.
come back and tell us about the new products when you get them
Oh
and or do
my
some commercials
goodness,
with us.
I would
Some
love
sponsoring of the
to.
show and the
Uh-huh.
station. We'll
I
talk
would
about
love
that.
to. That I would
Yes,
love to.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Uh-huh.
I might go and wash a load of clothes this evening.
You
I'm
should do that
excited.
and then come back tomorrow and talk
Yes,
about
and
it.
tell
Or
yes.
next week and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, if you want to buy, we haven't got any callers or any people commenting. You better call in at 313-718-4603 or
Mm.
feel free to comment on either WJZZ Cool TV Facebook page or on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get some of these products.
We could do
Um,
another giveaway.
yes, that's what I'm saying. We want you to
Mm.
get the product. So here's a comment here. Let's see what she's saying. Oh, it's still saying no sound
Oh,
on the platform, so people aren't able to hear us. Oh my goodness, that's not good.
that's not
So
good.
please, oh, but they don't, so they don't know what we're saying.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna tell them to call 718 uh, call 718-4603 to get some of these free products that are being given out. Um, so we have to just go ahead and give them to whoever the first caller is, because apparently
One,
a
two,
lot
three,
of people are
four.
viewing, but they aren't able to hear us. So, but I hear us.
Huh.
Isn't that weird? I'm hearing this right now. Okay, I turned my sound off.
Maybe they're mesmerized because of the idea of perfect choice.
Well, if you can't hear us on either, just give us a call at, I'm putting the number in the chat. That's 313-178-4603. And you can call in and see it, because I let everybody know when I was marketing for this show today
Mhm.
that there would be some giveaways.
Yes.
So if you can't hear us by sound, then please just call in. If you can't hear us, or check the comments. That's the best I can tell you to do right now. I'm sure they're working on it with any technical difficulties that are happening at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if anyone else has put in anything in the comments section on YouTube. So, yeah, just two people said they can't hear us.
Wow.
So I'm saying it here too. Oh, somebody said, DeAndrea said, we can hear you now. Great. Um, and some people are already familiar with your product and using
Right.
it and love it.
Yay. Thank
Wonderful. And
you.
these are
Thank
even
you.
people, so it must be being sold outside of the Michigan too.
It is. Well, my daughter has a barber shop in Texas, and I have another friend in, where is she?
Well, the one person says they that's using it doesn't live in Michigan. I forget where they
Right.
live, but they don't live here.
Right. And then I've had people, when I go to Zerbos,
Okay.
mostly they come in and say, I'm only here for the weekend. Well, it's so easy to just put it in your luggage and take it home with you.
Okay.
And they do.
So give us a call or comment if you would like some of these products. I'm glad that you can hear us now. Call us at 313-718-4603, or make a
Mhm.
comment for your free products to get the perfect choice biodegradable laundry detergent sheets that have many usages. Or you can get some of the handkerchiefs, or the that come in a nice pack. How many are in
Three
this pack?
three in a pack
Three in a
for
pack. Now
five
they're normally
dollars
$5
for three in a pack,
for
right?
three in a pack,
Or just one for 1.99.
one for 199, or you can get one of the magnets that shows you all the different buttons that maybe you don't use on your
Oh,
washing machine.
those are the codes that are
The
usually in garment
codes.
codes on how to use the on the care codes in
Oh, the
garments.
care codes.
Yeah,
Okay, for the garments. So
right.
you
They
can have
usually
that here.
right. They have that a lot instead of the verbiage now.
Okay. So I've seen these codes. Don't they give them away with the when you get the wash machine?
They'll
Yeah.
have a guide with the
Right.
washing
I've got a
machine, but it's
guide.
yes,
But I'm
yeah,
not using it. So I'm gonna put this on my
washing
washing
machine.
machine. Thank
Yay.
you.
You're
So
welcome.
get yours today. Give
Mhm.
us a call here, 313-718-4603, and get your products right here on WJZZ Cool TV Community Updates Podcast. WJZZ Cool TV is the coolest station in the world, and you can get your products. We're here every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m., and we have had the pleasure of talking with Miss Andrea Fields, who is just a phenomenal person that is creating products to sell in the marketplace, being sold in the marketplace. And she's got many more products that are coming down the pipeline that she'll be telling us more about
Mhm.
um, as they come out. Is there anything you want to give us a little hint about that might be coming
So
that we
you
can
know what I
use?
did? I did finish testing a different kind of spray cleaner. It's like a
Mhm.
super duty spray cleaner.
Uh-huh.
What happens is a lot of people who work in, I'll just say places like Zug Island, where they are getting incredibly filthy. So they get
And what is Zug
ground in.
Island?
That's the steel mill
Okay.
out in Old Del Rey.
Hmm.
I think it's isn't in Old Del
That's
Rey,
what
but
they
it's
call it.
Zug Island.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I pass it.
It
It's
looks like
smelly.
a place from out of this world. But
Hmm.
yeah, and when you pass and if you see
Or
one of
just on the
those,
freeway, you can smell it.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And
So
so the stains, it helps get out those
it
stains.
that it helps loosen the fibers. So
Hmm.
what laundry detergent does, it actually does not clean clothes at all. It
Hmm.
relaxes the fibers so that the dirt and the debris and the dust can break free from the clothes. But when it's embedded, when it's ground in like oil seeps into those fibers, sometimes it needs a little more coaxing to get out of the fabric. So if you say you spray one of those liquid laundry detergents on a stain and rub it and it doesn't come out, it's not because the laundry detergent doesn't work. It's because those stains are one with that fiber now. And so
Hmm.
I've developed a spray cleaner that is for those super duty stains um, and for those oil based stains. Now, just between you, me, and the gatepost, and everybody else who can hear me,
Okay.
Blue Dawn is like one of the greatest things you can use on oil based stains.
Oh, they showed that on the commercials
Do they?
when they've had oil spills
Uh huh.
in
Oh,
the
like with the
water.
ducks and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
that Blue Dawn is really something.
Okay, now what did you say it was good for though?
What Blue Dawn?
Uh-huh.
Oil based stains.
Okay. And let's see, we've got more comments here.
Hmm.
And I've told people they can call and they're not getting through. Just text me. So Barbara Walton would like
Uh-huh.
some product. She
Okay,
tried
Barbara. Thank
calling the
you.
number
Uh huh.
and they can hear us now. So Barbara Walton,
Hmm.
she'll give us her information so she can get her project. And tell us again some of the stores where they can purchase the product.
So let's go with Fresh Time Market. Oh my goodness. That one's in. Oh my goodness. So I don't remember all the names. How it's 22 markets, holiday market. But what I will do is I'll put the list when I get home this evening. I will put the list in the YouTube and the Facebook chats. But Happy Land Market is one of my favorite markets on Schoolcraft and Tireman. There is Market Fresh in Beverly Hills, Michigan on Southfield Road. Right down the street from that is Market Square in Birmingham, Michigan. There is ooh, it's too many stores to remember. My apologies.
So just
And then
look out
there's
and they can
always the
just go to the
website
website. Yes.
www.perfectchoicecleaningsolutions.com.
Can you repeat that for us again?
Absolutely. It's www.perfectchoicecleaningsolutions.com.
Okay. And Valerie Brunson in Arizona
Uh-huh.
would like some products.
Oh, Valerie, go to
Well, we want to give her one
www.perfectchoicecleaningsolutions.com.
of the free products,
Okay, which one would she like?
the laundry detergent sheets.
Okay, so that means we have two others to go.
Okay, come on.
And so
Anybody
make
else
sure
want
you
some
send us
products?
your how is she going to send me, you know, when you go
I'll
to,
get her information.
okay, very good.
And go ahead.
I was going to say, when you go to the website, if you have any questions, there is a form you can fill out to ask any questions. Tell all your friends about it. This is going to be available after the interview, so make sure you share it with everyone you know.
Okay. And if anybody wants some cleaning products, I
Hmm.
mean
Oh,
the handkerchiefs and the
the
magnets,
handkerchiefs, yes.
um, and so you got involved with global empowerment,
I
which
did.
really helps people to show you how to go to the marketplace
Mm.
for purchasing things like at Alibaba.com. I just
Right.
gave you some free information right there.
There it is.
Alibaba.com.
And so when I started going to global, as I was saying earlier, I was just asking God to show me how to live above the dictates of the community. I mean, of the economy. And a lady I met at Fresh Time Market.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe I said something there, huh? Anyway, a lady I
That's
met at
okay.
Fresh Time Market introduced me to Global Empowerment Ministries, and I went there and I was like, "Oh my God, he sounds like my uncle."
I know. I was impressed too.
Yeah. So, and so for a month, I went there every time they were open, and I was just listening and paying attention, and then I decided to follow the program. But here's the deal: it does not make any sense for you to go somewhere and get information that is going to help you elevate yourself, your family, your community, and not use it.
And
If you're going to go, make sure that you use the information that's given, and don't go, and don't say, oh, it didn't work for me. If you didn't try, if you apply the principles, they will work. I'm a witness.
that's wonderful. So also we have someone called Big Mama.
Mhm.
She wins some laundry detergent sheets.
Yay, big
So that's
mama.
three. We've given away
Woo.
three. That was it. Three, right? For the laundry detergent sheets.
Yes. Hmm.
And that's wonderful. I know she's a mother with three children. I'll get their
Okay.
addresses to you,
Very good.
and or where you would like them to, however you would like them
Hmm.
to pick them up. Or I'm gonna see her soon, and I
Okay.
can give her hers.
Okay. And so this Friday, actually, the day after tomorrow,
Okay.
I'll have a spot at Fairlane Mall. And I'm just testing out this spot. It's a weekend spot only, right across from the food court at Fairlane Mall in Dearborn. So you can always come there and pick up products too if you're local.
Okay. And today only, you can use the coupon code
Mhm.
WJZZ and get 20% off
Mhm.
on your order and free shipping. So
And
go
free
to,
shipping.
give us the website again.
www.perfectchoicecleaningsolutions.com.
And that way you can get the 20% off kickback from every sale, and you'll get a free magnet. So
Yes.
let her know which one you prefer.
Mhm.
Are you saying let us know which one they prefer as opposed to 20% of the free magnet?
No, just for you, it's
Okay.
20% and a free magnet
Yes.
just today.
Okay. So go to perfectchoicecleaningsolutions.com
That's the
and
address.
place your orders,
Mhm.
and you can get 20% off today because you're watching Community Updates podcast right here on WJZZ
AZZ.
Cool TV. Again, Andrea, we thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you for having
And
me.
we look, I'm excited to hear about the other things that you have coming down the
Well,
pipeline.
it's 10 products. 8 of them are already in the pipeline working.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, this is a wonderful entrepreneur, and she's doing many things to help our community and to help our environment. So, go to perfectchoicecleaningsolutions.com and get your products
Mhm.
from Miss Andrea Fields, who is the creator and CEO of this wonderful company. So, Andrea, one last thing, any
Mhm.
success stories and from your products, people using your products?
Oh my goodness. I have had so many great compliments on my product. One lady called me and told me that she just took a chance and took the sheets with her on a trip she was, and she said it worked better than the soap they give her in the hotel to just do hand washing with. So that was one. I think the best compliment I had, and I don't think the gentleman realized he was giving me a compliment. He said, I tried your sheets. They don't work any better than Tide. And Tide is the number one brand. So yay. I think that was the best compliment. But I've had wonderful compliments and wonderful responses.
Wonderful.
Yes. Mhm.
So you've tuned in today to
Mhm.
Community Updates podcast right here on WJZZ. See us next Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Again, I'm your host, Michelle White, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks, Andrea.
Oh, thank you too. We're off.
You'll tell us. Yeah. So I am excited. I think I'm going to go and wash maybe some whites. And no, it says soak the whites.
You don't have to. It just depends on how. But yeah, for you, because it's embedded whites, yeah, soak it first.
Okay.
Yeah. And this was yours. Then
Thank
yeah,
you.
you're going to mail me those addresses.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And may
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have a
this is
handkerchief
yours.
too?
Yeah, that's yours.
Thank you.
Just grabbed it. Like,
Well, I've got two. So,
okay. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
And we give a special thanks to ABB Wealth Strategies as well as the White Charity Foundation, WYTE Charity Foundation. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
I like your tagline. WJZZ Cool TV. I really like
Can't
that.
say that I came up with that one. That was
Mhm.
a Roger thing, but
Okay.
thank you.
Yay. Yay.
So normally he will will say we're off air. So we're
Mhm.
still talking. Tell us something else.
So, you know what I'd like to know about is with your charity, if people bring call you and say, you said you get things to the people the same day.
Hmm.
How are you able to do that? How are you able to pick it up?
We
If I
pick it up
call
with the
you
truck.
today,
Well, I don't do it the same day you call me.
oh, I see. You don't pick it up the
We
same day. You
schedule a pickup.
deliver it
We
the
deliver
same
the
day.
same day. So
Okay.
we pick it up
Hmm.
on the weekends only,
Okay.
Saturday or Sunday,
Hmm.
and we'll come pick it up with our truck
Hmm.
and deliver to we pick up in the morning and deliver items in the afternoon.
That's amazing. That is
Thank you.
amazing. I didn't even know they were still doing things like that because I know a lot of the
Most people
organizations.
aren't.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
we filled up almost 4,000 homes around the greater Metro
Wow.
Detroit area so far.
Wow. And do you do some kind of a special cleaning of the furniture when you receive it? Do
Absolutely
you
not.
test
We
it for bed bugs or?
absolutely we
uh,
don't get bed bugs. I
Oh,
mean,
amen.
we've never
Mhm.
had any stories, and we only pick up good things,
Okay.
nice
Okay.
things. If it's junk, it's junk.
Right.
We don't pick up junk.
Right. And yeah.
I've only had one person, maybe two,
Mhm.
tried to give us some junk.
Uh,
We did not pick it up.
Good.
Yeah, we
Good.
don't do that. Well, something
Mhm.
one time somebody had something that had cat pee all over it. I
Oh.
didn't have cats, didn't really smell it, couldn't tell it. I just knew the whole house kind of smelled. But the
Mm.
guys, the mover said, you don't want this. This is full of
Okay.
cat pee. So we didn't, it was looked nice
Hmm.
from aesthetically with the eye.
Hmm.
We took none of it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're really
But I tell
selective
people
about it.
to clean their items off
Hmm.
themselves
Okay.
when they get them.
And so you only work with furniture. Do you do small appliances too, like a washer and dryer, or
Everything that goes in your home,
okay, even the clothing, or just things to
clothing
furnish
too.
your home?
No,
Okay.
I
Okay.
usually, yeah, we take clothing too. I don't like to take clothing too much until we have our big giveaway where we're bringing everything to one location,
Okay.
and we say, here, get
Mhm.
your trucks, bring your trucks, and come get all the stuff, because then
Okay.
you end up filling up your storage with a bunch of clothing
Yeah.
until we get our warehouse where we can display the items,
Mm.
which is coming down the pipeline. So,
Yay.
but right now we
Yay.
pick up all furniture items, home
Mhm.
goods, paper cups, paper plates,
Mhm.
vacuums, pictures on the wall, everything, couches, tables, chairs. We pick it up in the
Yes.
morning, give it away in the afternoon.
Nice. Nice. There was a place in I think it was Westland
Hmm.
that I went to visit one day because I love thrift stores. So I think it's a thrift store, and it was actually a facility, like you mentioned. They just when people brought, they just collected furniture for people who were burned out or something like that.
Mm.
But it had to be an emergency need for the furniture, and I thought that was incredible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good to know. I'm not
Hmm.
familiar with that particular
Yeah,
place.
and I don't even
We
know
just
who
did
hosted
Saturday a
it.
woman that
Uh-huh.
was burned out with three children.
Mm.
Matter of fact, she's one of the winners today. They
Oh,
won some of the
nice.
products, and I have something
Mhm.
else to deliver to her, so I'm going to take her her sheets.
Okay, very good.
And
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, it's just people with a need, period, because there's so many people that didn't get burned out, but we work with organizations that help them find housing,
Mm.
seniors, returning citizens from prison, all kind of people, single moms, single dads, uh, families
Hmm.
that just are on hard times for whatever reason. There's so many people that are sleeping on clothing,
Yeah.
don't have couches, don't
Yeah.
have pots and pans, and things happen. And
Oh,
unfortunately, some of the places where you can go to purchase these things, their prices have gone up too.
yes.
And you might say, "Oh, they can go to here and they can go there and get it." Yeah, but if I don't have a dollar in my pocket, this is going to help my mental stability,
Hmm.
my financial stability,
Hmm.
and my spiritual stability, and make
Right.
me a better citizen in the community.
That's right. So you know what? Since you mentioned people that don't have anything,
Hmm.
Perfect Choice laundry detergent sheets, they are perfect for hand washing because
Mm.
they don't leave any soap residue in your clothes. So if you have a bathtub, if you have a pot, put some water in it, put your sheet in it, dissolve it, put your clothes in it, let it soak for a little while, pour off that water.
The dirty water.
The dirty water, you don't even have to agitate it, and then go back and rinse it and agitate it with the rinse water. Put that other half a sheet in there, or if you have a bathtub full, put another sheet in there, and then you'll wash it. You'll be amazed by how clean your clothes come out. I'm going to tell you, one of the best benefits of not having um, soap residue is that your clothes aren't going to feel chalky, and they're not going to feel waxy, and they're not going to be too stiff. That's what happens a lot of times. People use too much liquid laundry detergent and then complain that it's not cleaning because my clothes feel waxy. No, you use too much liquid laundry detergent. Or they'll
Mm.
say, oh, my clothes are fading. This detergent doesn't work. No, you use too much powder and there's too much sediments left in those clothing. And
Mm.
if you just take the time to rinse them or wash them again, maybe twice, with no soap at all, you'll find that the color comes back to your clothes.
Good tip.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a very good tip because
Mhm.
people just don't. If you don't know, you don't
If
know.
you don't know, you don't
Hmm.
know. And so growing up, we did a lot of hand washing of our undies. So,
I remember those wash tubs where you had to
right, scrub
scrub
it.
certain things.
Yeah. And
That's
so now we just taking it.
right.
Yeah.
No, I found
Mhm.
the scrubber, even though I
Uh-huh.
don't use it. I use it for decoration. But
Uh-huh.
I did get a scrubber like the ones that we used to have that I have in my laundry room.
Uh-huh.
And let me, because that's wasteful. I got a little tiny one
Okay.
that I just have as a decoration in the washrooms.
It's pretty.
Yeah, but
It's
nostalgic of
yeah,
days of old. But I remember
aesthetic
with my
appeal.
granny
Uh-huh.
with the scrubber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the products I have coming down the pipeline, and it's already I already have the rest of the formula for it. I just haven't had it manufactured yet. That's
Hmm.
coming is a bar soap. So most
Mm.
people are familiar with Fells Naphtha. That's the one I used to recommend all the time.
Fells
Fells Naphtha,
Napton.
yeah. And so again, for people with my daughter's very first job was cleaning clothes for a gentleman who, a single
Hmm.
gentleman. He worked 20 hours a day, it seemed. He
Yeah.
had two jobs. He was trying to have, anyway.
Hmm.
So my daughter came and told me one day, Mom, I don't mind washing this clothes, but he has skid marks and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
As many
well,
men
what
do.
are skid marks? and
Mm.
so, uh, and so if you know what skid marks are, that bar soap is perfect to get out skid marks. So the bar soap, I know.
You just I would love to get married again, but you just reminded me of a, a reason why that's the negative. Washing them skid
I
marks.
know.
Lord have
It's
mercy.
like maybe he could just wash those himself.
You think?
Right, right.
But do they?
And so right. And so one of the one of my most frequent question is from people who are caring for their elderly parents. How do I get that smell out? Well, that's why bicarbonate is part of this formula because it does help reduce odors. So if you have bed pads that seem to hold odors even after you wash them and you put them in the dryer and it's still like whoop, I just recommend you put one sheet in a spray bottle, shake it up, spray it, soak it until it's wet, let it dry. And then when you go to wash it again, you'll find that it's reduced a lot of that odor. You might have to
What
go through
about
that
cleaning
process.
your mattress if you put the
Hmm.
stuff in the spray bottle?
Yeah.
Would that be helpful?
You know what? I've never cleaned a mattress with it, but I know it works on those bed pads. So it's probably the same difference.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but it's probably the same difference. I would not personally. I would not recommend drenching a mattress
Oh
itself.
no, not
Yeah,
drenching it, because
yeah,
then
but
you got wires and everything in there.
right, we don't know what and how long it's going to take to dry. I
Mhm.
guess it wouldn't take too long because
Well, they make
children.
something. I
Yeah.
just saw something
Hmm.
on a commercial or something that they on face on some
Hmm.
on the computer
Okay.
where they help with the mattress clean.
Okay.
Something that I was unaware of.
Hmm.
So I was just wondering if, but I imagine you could.
I couldn't see why not.
Just
I
don't
don't.
soak your mattress.
Right.
Never
That's what I
soak
would
your
do.
mattress.
That's what I would say.
Yeah,
Don't,
never
don't,
soak it.
don't, don't.
Mm-mm.
And they used to have those tags that say "Do not remove," and it was the care instruction.
Mm,
Maybe that's why, so people would never forget.
mm.
Don't do it. So
Right.
yeah,
Well, again, we thank you for being our guest today,
it's
Andrea,
my pleasure.
and we look forward to hearing more about your products that are
I look
coming.
forward to telling you more about them.
Yes. All
Yay.
right. Well, thank you. It's 6 o'clock. As a matter of fact, it's after 6 o'clock.
Hmm.
So I know it doesn't seem that we're off air, but we're going to let them deal with that.
Okay. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.